Welcome back to another video YouTube. Today we are installing the entire boot fit out in the GQ along with 12 volt setup, lights and a couple of other things. We're going to start with putting the whole boot fit out in, and then we'll get into some 12 volt stuff, lights, and we'll go from there. So we've got the original rear setup here. It's a little bit different to how it used to be. Not sure if any of you remember, but basically we had a top box here that latched on and an Engel MTV, like a 45 litre fridge in here. We're changing it up a little bit this time. We've got a King's 30 litre drawer fridge. Everyone's told me these things are like the best, so thought we'd give it a try. Easy to put in and replace here, and the best part is if I don't like it, I can simply replace this lid back with the other box. Can put the fridge slide back in and the table, put that box back on top, then put a normal Engel fridge back in like it used to be. The setup still retains the two original drawers. We've got the top skinny drawer. Starlink sits in the back there, and then we've got usually cutlery and small things, and then cables on here. And the bottom is just everything camping, from cooker to all of it. Easy access. The best part I like about this drawer fridge idea is that I now have a giant amount of space on top for just everything in the boot really. This only comes up to where those quarter windows start, so there's a lot of room in the back. For the 12 volt setup, it's stayed the same as it was, except I've just moved some stuff. The inverter is now under the wing here. It used to be on top behind the fridge, and we've got an additional fan here. I still have one more fan to put in. That's to help the drawer fridge breathe, because it really doesn't have any breathing room. Power for the inverter goes to the front to the power point here, and there's also power for the Anderson plug and that SIG outlet. For the battery, it's a 110 amp iTech World lithium. We've got a shunt monitor, fuse box, terminals for the positive and negative for everything, and the red arc is a BC-DC 25 amps. I think that's like a 1225D or something like that. So on this side we've got mains power, ignition power, positive and negative for all the power accessories on this side of the rear setup. As you can see, they come along here and they all just come to the front up here. And then on this side we have our iTech World shunt, USBs, C outlet. And then this fridge obviously goes in here on here, bolts in through the side because there are lots of rib nuts on the side sort of thing. And this is the original fridge slide and table that was underneath. We're gonna keep that, so I'm gonna have heaps of table room. I'll have this and this on table. Probably gonna put a sheet of stainless over the top of this so that I can use it with hot stuff. I wanna weigh it before I put it in, so I wanna know exactly how much this weighs. I'm gonna take a guess at just under about 100 kilos maybe. All right, so we've ripped it apart and we've got all our weights here. All I've done is held the parts individually while standing on the scale. Now, I've done this including the battery and the fridge. They're both about 30 kilos-ish. So basically everything 123 kilos on the dot. It's definitely more than I thought, but I wasn't originally gonna do it with the battery and the fridge, but I guess those things live in there permanently. So I thought it'd probably be stupid not to do that. So yeah, one entire reset up, 123 kilos. I knew it was gonna be heavy because all of my ply is 17mm marine ply, which is heavy. Like, this stuff's not light. This one sheet alone weighed 12 kilos. Then you've got drawer sliders, drawers, carpet, cable runners, brackets, a lot of things. So now we can just start throwing this in the car. We'll start with the base. We've got holes to bolt it down, and we'll go from there. So we are currently at the point where we're ready to put the fridge in and bolt the setup down. Now, the thing with the fridge that I didn't really plan ahead for in time is this cable here is for my accessory fan, so that plugs in with the fridge, and then that Anderson there is for the fridge as well. I have to slide the fridge in here, reach in through the bottom hole here, plug both of those things in, then I can finish sliding the fridge in and bolt it in through the side there so that it stays in place. right, a little bit of struggle later, but we've got some mounting bolts in, thank God. You can see another one just there. Definitely weren't the easiest things to put in, but they're in, so this thing cannot move now. Now we can fit up the rest of the drawers, put the top on over here, and then finish the 12-volt wiring. I've already got cable ran for ignition, and then this here is the power supply. So that'll just go straight onto that MIDI fuse like that. And this comes from the starter battery. So we are ready to go. Earth for the battery needs to go down here. I'll put it onto the bolt with the seat clip, and then that's it. This needs to get wired in with the battery. Easy job. Oh, look at that. All right, that's great. We've got 2 working drawers. The drawer slider widths haven't changed. They're still really smooth, which is great. And they are exactly how they were before. No complaints. The only thing that I wish I changed that I should have done differently was these tabs only come out so far. You can't grab them really well. And I used to be able to, before this was here, I used to be able to push them down and wrap my fingers in here to pull the drawer out. Just the easiest way to grab it. I should have put either one clicker on and a handle so I could kind of grab it while just pushing this down, or I should have tried to make these handles poke out further and put a pull bar down, like one of those, you see the tabs in those new canopies and stuff like that, the fancy tabs, but that would have been nice to have that. As for the tables, these tabs are so much bigger and easier to grab. You can just pull them out a lot easier. We've still got, this is the original fridge slide where the fridge used to sit and I had the box above it, and I only had this little bit of table space here like this. Now I've got both, and the fridge the fridge still comes out, but I think I might put a sheet of stainless over this just so that I can, don't have to be worried about food and stuff on it. Maybe just a sheet, wrap it around the sides just so looks a lot nicer. We've got a fair bit of stuff to do here. This goes onto our positive terminal, this goes onto our negative. These are all the cables that have come from all the accessories on that side of the car. Inverter, power point, Anderson, SIG outlet. All right, we've got battery terminals on, positive, negative, ground is sorted. These are on, ignition, and then we have our 50 amp MIDI fuse in here. Great, easy of access. Now it's important that you have one of these at the front of the car as well. That way, if something happens, your entire cable that goes to the front of the car is protected and it doesn't stay live. If we come around here to the back, we can see the shunt's telling us 4 amps being drawn at the moment because I've got a couple things on, and the battery's at 99%. Fridge is running. In there, hard to see, but we've got the auxiliary fan running with the fridge as well, which is great. Now, the next thing we have to look at is wiring up these 2 lights I have along the barn doors here. They're just camping lights, they're orange and white. Now, for the cabling on them, this side runs through here, down in here. You can see it comes in here, and then it just goes through the door, through the grommet, and it pokes out right here where the old seatbelt was. As for this side, comes down here like so, into the door card, through the grommet, under, and then it goes under the whole rear setup, under the carpet, and then it pokes out right there, you can see. Now I have to splice these together, and we'll put them in on one of these switches here, so that this switch controls power to them, and then you just control color via the switches on the actual buttons themselves. The lights are wired up, we're on the middle switch for them. They're controlled up here for any color, and that's for both lights as well, which is fantastic. When you're camping, these things are so useful. They light up your entire boot area. They make cooking and they just make it all so easy. And it's all at the hit of one switch, which is great. So this panel can go on now. And we've gotten a lot of other little things behind the scenes done on the GQ. I changed both of these rubbers. Somehow I got it done by myself, which was surprising, but not too hard. You just use a bit of string on the inside and it works. The entire car got tinted as well. You might have seen that on Instagram. Everyone said the tint was really dark, but it's not that dark. It's 20% front and the rears are 15%. So you can still see heaps out of the car. At night time when there are street lights you can see, but when it's black, it is a bit hard to see. And the last thing for a while is the pillars getting wrapped. So we've got C and B pillars getting wrapped along with all the frames for the windows. So they'll get wrapped, that'll get wrapped all the way down into in here. This will get wrapped along this line here, up in here, and then same for here. This whole section will get wrapped. And on the last car I had this section here between the boot doors wrapped, and that kind of gives it the one whole window look to it. But these things look so good with the pillars wrapped. Just blends the car so well. Kind of goes with the style of the flares and the door handles, kind of just makes everything one color. Makes it look like a bit of a newer car, I guess. Now, if we come in the engine bay, at the front here, we have our new all good off-road fuse panel. So power comes from here at the starter battery, and we've got our 50 amp MIDI fuse here as well. That's important. I've put these on. This is a Navra winch isolator, fuse box at the front. You can buy this online. Just make sure you buy these as well, because these aren't included, but it's sick. I love it, looks great. We've also changed the edge trim on the boot to one with the D rubber on it. The only reason I do this is because when you have your boot doors closed, it closes perfectly with the barn doors, which is really nice, because when you're driving on the highway, you get a lot of wind funneling around the back of the car. So this just helps with dust and noise and stuff, and it's so cheap to put on, so can't hurt. And continuing the theme with interior mods, we've got the new head unit in. I haven't shown it on YouTube, but you would have seen it in the episode where we changed the motor when we were driving. This kit is from Crow Customs, so it replaces the entire fascia. You have to cut around, and you get the whole insert. You relocate the AC, and the head unit goes in. You just wire it in with your new head unit. We've also got a beautiful shifter surround. This is from Patrol Apart. They're about 300 bucks, and it comes with the boots and the surround. Then you need to get the mounts to actually screw it down, which is about another 50 bucks. Holds the XRS here, and it's perfect in my opinion. I love it. Looks great. This completes the interior. We're waiting for floor mats from Sand Grabber. I didn't realize they were going to be about a 3-month wait because they're made to order, and I need to find out what I'm going to do with the seats. I don't know if I want to get them reupholstered because I really like them, or if I want to just find some seat covers. Don't really want to change the seats. I like the seats. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. So yes, that'll conclude this episode of YouTube. A little bit of a shorter episode. That's all right. We still got a lot done. Next episode is potentially going to be rear bar and quarter chop, or maybe even bull bar, grill, headlights, front of the car sort of thing. Kind of just depends how it all lays out. I've got to try and organize for both to happen. So we'll see what happens first. But thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.